Kalosas vrikame. Well, we've been practicing that one. Huh? That one was pretty good, and the lighting is good. How about that? It doesn't always work out, but this time it did. Hey, we got a great show for you again today. That one was pretty good, and the lighting is good.
Oh, of course.
And the sound. This time it did. Hey, we got a great show for you again today. That one was pretty good, and the lighting is good.
Oh, of course.
There we go. Fixed it. Sorry, everybody. Oh my gosh. You know, we were so close to having a perfect intro. We'll have to edit that out. But hey, thank you everybody for watching us. We got a great show today. We have a chef originally from Nafplio. His name is Panos Marinos, and he is living in outside of Seattle. So we have Chef Panos with us today, and later we're also going to have Stavroula, who's going to come and talk to us about the restoring a Greek village in near Nafplio, about an hour outside of Nafplio, and I'll let her talk about that. But first of all, Aurora, what do you think? Should we go in now?
Let's do it.
All right. Now that we got the sound working and everything, and I think we're going to bring in Chef Panos. Welcome.
Kalimera.
Kalimera. And
Kalispera in Greece, though.
Yes, Kalispera in Greece, definitely. Hey, thank you for joining us today. And you know, you're originally from Nafplio, and now you're outside of Seattle. We see the Seattle background; it looks beautiful.
Yes. I live in Seattle for the past 40 years.
Wow. Okay. So, are you? Did you start your journey into food while you were living in Nafplio, or?
Yes, in Nafplio on the 70s, I had a taverna.
Oh,
which I called it the Greek village, by the way.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was I had a return from the States, and I went and opened, I would say, the first Greek theme taverna, because it was I had the dancing with the fustanellas, and the thing is, I opened it for the tourists, and then I got the locals instead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got very popular with the locals. And right now it's a different restaurant, of course, but it was a very good, I would say, the decade of 70s or 80s when I moved back to the States.
I always thought that was the most wonderful decade in Greece, was really the 70s.
Yes, it was. Indeed, it was. It was.
Yeah,
we learned a lot, and, also it was... we promote a lot of our culture those years. Yeah. Nowadays, it's fading away somehow. Yes. Unfortunately.
Right.
That's why we do what we do now. You see, we try to promote the Greek culture and our our traditional ways of doing things.
No, you're absolutely right. We have to, we have to. And this is why it's so important to have people like Stavroula on the show and have people like Bean and all of that. It's very important that we keep these many of these things that really established our character and that our ancestors fought so hard to keep, especially now that we're coming up to March 25th, Greek Independence Day. It's even more important to recognize that. But but tell me about so you were in Nafplio. You had a restaurant there. You decided to come back into the United States, and you opened up a restaurant here as well, correct?
Yes, I actually opened several, but I kept the last one I had, Kleftico in Seattle, close to the Seattle Center, right where the Space Needle is, and it was there for the last, I would say, 20 years.
Wow.
And it was a very popular Greek restaurant in Seattle with a lot of awards and, the promotion of the Greek cuisine of the villages, not the everyday moussaka and stuff like that.
Right.
Because every summer I used to go to Greece, and I go up on the mountains and find the yaya that she was cooking something. I say, can I get your recipe? So I'm taking the recipe and modified it. And then I practice at the restaurant. And if people liked it, then I put it on the menu.
Oh, that's amazing.
So are the dishes that you're going to share with us today
They're
dishes?
traditional, but they're modified.
Okay, gotcha.
It's like I do, well, you see on the show that I do a beet salad, which is a baked beets, and Skordalia. Skordalia is the garlicky mashed potatoes.
I love
And,
Skordalia.
It's so
Well,
good.
the additional I did was like some roasted walnuts
Oh, wow.
on top of
What a
everything.
great
That
addition. Yeah, what a great
and that was a part of the restaurant. I served it on the restaurant. It was a very popular dish. So as a meze,
Yeah.
well, it's good with the hot pita. But I explain how is that, but it's not very detailing because it's our first video. We had some technical problems, but hey, first time you always can make some mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, it was a great video. Hey, why don't we get into the video and we can start watching?
Okay, you're gonna see first the roasted beet salad with Skordalia.
So let's see here.
I'm here in Seattle, Washington. Tonight, I'm going to cook for you 3 dishes. Very, very good specialties of Greece. Usually, they make them up on the mountains, but they are modified into the modern cuisine. Therefore, we're going to start with a beet salad, which is roasted beets on Skordalia with mashed potatoes and garlic, olive oil and lemon. I have made already the Skordalia, which I boil the potatoes, mash them like mashed potatoes. I use some garlic, olive oil, lemon juice, salt, pepper, and I have this. Now we take a plate. Oh, at the same time I roasted the beets on 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. Small ones, not big ones. And then slice them, cut them, any way you like it, and you put a vinaigrette, a very simple vinaigrette, olive oil, vinegar, salt, pepper, oregano, and garlic. And on the other hand, I have here for topping of the Skordalia and beets, I toasted some walnuts with caramelized, like with a little sugar and spices, very little spices, like a little cinnamon, a little clove, a little hot pepper, and paprika. A very simple thought. So here we assembled, or how we serve it, in the restaurants or in every taverna in Greece. They put the Skordalia, spread it down on the plate, and then you take your beets and put them right in the center. On the top of that, we use a little bit of feta cheese, but feta are made out of goat, so it's a goat feta cheese. So it's very important that. And we put a little bit of that, and then we put our roasted walnuts. And here you have it. Now the finished product, of course, is, I put it for more than 1 people. This is our finished product of the Skordalia with roasted beets and walnuts. Now, we continue.
Let's stop there for a second. That looks delicious.
Amazing.
Now, is this something that you created yourself? Is it?
No, it's a traditional dish. Skordalia usually and bazaria and beets, they go with a fried cod or a fried fish.
So this is great for Lent then. This is something that we can eat during Lent.
Yes. I mean, if you don't eat, the Lent without oil, it's not possible because there's a lot of olive oil in there.
Right.
But, any vegetarian guy can eat it.
Yes. No, that looks absolutely delicious. I'm going to bring Stavrula on now.
Yes.
Hi, Stavrula.
Oh, we muted her.
We muted you, Stavrula. I'm sorry. There we go. Hi, Stavrula. How are you?
I wish I had this Skordalia and bazaria with me right now, drinking my wine.
I now that you're drinking wine, I wish I wasn't drinking coffee.
So thank you for inviting me again here with your companionship tonight.
So you're going to have there's a festival that's going to happen in July, and you are. Is this the kind of food maybe we can expect at the festival?
Of course, Panos will be one of the top chef charts over there, and he will give his direction. And we're gonna make some cooking classes. We're gonna do some tastings, blind tastings, like a game, say, based on gastronomy.
Oh,
So I want to say thanks once more to Panos that I met him around 3 years ago. Panos, I
Yes.
feel very honored that he's a friend and member of our team, and I appreciate everything he does to promote what we do. But because what we do is promoting the Greek culture and gastronomy, is a real honor. I repeat it. Thank you so much.
well, tell us about, and I thank both of you for doing such a great job in promoting our culture and keeping it alive. But I'm going to just say I'm going to put down how people can help with Hellenic Paths and with PayPal and Patreon, and I encourage all of you to go to Hellenic Paths, and you can see it scrolling at the bottom of the screen, and help, because for those of you watching in the United States that have been involved in Greek festivals, I think you know that the fundraisers you do before the Greek festival to underwrite much of the cost of it keeps the costs down
Exactly.
in preparing the festival, and it also increases the profits. What's available to really spend to achieve your goals. So
For the moment, I can't say that we're target to the profit. We are 2 years back because of COVID. So as you understand, things they're very hard for us. So we're hoping that this festival will give us the boost that we need to keep doing what we love most. The promoting the Greek culture and gastronomy, and through this village that we chose as a base of our organization, is only 1.5 hour drive from Athens and 40 minutes from Nafplio. And you can find a small paradise with spring waters, rich vegetation, water mills, few houses, and only 24 residents. So as you realize, there are very few people, and if we don't do something, they will keep reducing, and then this beautiful village will be abandoned, like the villages that we pass through our vacation, and we say, "Oh, what a pretty village," but nobody is here. So we don't want to make this happen. We want the opposite. And for the first time, we're trying to organize something really special, because it's not like the panigiri that we all know, the traditional Greek music. Of course, we're going to have some clubs, dance clubs, that they're going to dance Peloponnesian, from Crete, from all over Greece, traditional dances. But our main target is to connect the ancient Greece to the present through art, through theatrical performances, through music. But for the first time, I repeat, is we connect ancient Greece to the present. Panos and you, Bob, have you been there? You know this place. You can have an
Beautiful.
idea.
Yeah.
But the artists that they are gonna do the theatrical performances and music, they're gonna offer something really unique. So for the 350 seats that we're gonna offer, the 350 unique tickets, it's gonna be a really experience of all what we're gonna offer. It's a combination of art, culture, and gastronomy, and
and
activities as well. I'm gonna
and,
speak
and,
for
and
activities.
I guess Panos, you're going to be a big part of that.
Well, yeah. Well, hopefully I will be all okay to be in July there. Hopefully some of my relatives from the States, they come too. Especially I want to, if my son and my granddaughter comes, I would like to show them that part. So it will be I mean, it's my own, my what I say, my pleasure to do what Stavroula and other Panos does, because I went to that village and I was so impressed, and that's why I liked the whole idea, because I'm very much into that cultural. As I said, my old restaurant was called the Greek Village in Nafplio. So
You know what I learned yesterday?
yeah,
It's breaking news, let's say, that
Okay.
someone he's gonna invest to the first hostel in the village.
Oh, nice.
good. That's a very good idea.
Because for the moment we have only some houses that they can accommodate, let's say maximum 20 people. So the rest of the people that they want to stay overnight, they can stay only nearby cities like Argos, Nafplio, or Tripoli.
Yeah.
So this is very good news. You see what is happening right now.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
first festival and all this promotion that we do for the last 3 years, after 3 years you hear this information that someone is thinking to invest. He already bought property and tried to start building this hostel.
it's excellent idea. Excellent.
It's excellent idea, and we see the benefits, for a movement like this. How
Yeah, of
many
course.
other people they can, motivate and do things in a places like this. It's the sustainable tourism.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, even if you get people on the weekend, the village will benefit from it,
Mhm.
and then you can do different events, especially for kids, so parents they can have a reason to go up there.
of course.
Sure.
And
So
not only the village, the surrounded areas as well. As I
yeah,
said,
and you do
Argos,
very good with
yeah,
the hiking stuff,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
mountain bike.
Yeah, all this stuff that you do is excellent ideas. I mean, and I mean personally, I love when I went first time in the village, I was so impressed. Like I say, wow, it transferred me back to I don't know, 50 years back or more.
Yeah, it's these memories that we want to maintain. Eh?
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Right. And did your for people that attend, they don't have to spend the night there. They can spend the night in Nafplio, and you'll
Yeah,
provide bus service, I think, as well, up
yeah.
to the
We're gonna
village.
offer 2 times per day free bus transportation for people that they don't want to drive and they want to relax and just go to each event or activity that they want to participate. So morning times we're gonna have pottery workshop. We're gonna have ancient music instruments workshop, so that people they can see how ancient Greek instruments like the help me panos like lyra, the harp, or the other instruments that they're made from the turtle. From the hard part of the turtle. You know that?
Oh, so
Uh,
from the turtle shell. Oh, wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
That's
ancient
interesting.
techniques, and they're people that they're specialized in this. So we're gonna offer this kind of workshop as well. We're gonna offer painting workshop for children, of course, hiking to explore some parts of the area. Gastronomy, as I said before, cooking lessons and blind tastings with herbs or olive oils. Yeah,
That's excellent. That's excellent.
and Panos will do the kleftiko inside of the river. Panos, be
Yes.
prepared for that.
I love Kleftiko. Boy, I have an outdoor furno, an oven outdoor with a xila and everything, and I just love
Yeah.
preparing food out there with it. So it's I think there's a lot to look forward here. I'm glad to see that you're using the festivals in Greece now the same way we use them here in the United States to really kind of promote our culture, keep it active, and it's a lot of fun, and it creates a lot of cohesion with people that are there. You know, it's you really become a close knit community. So this is
Yeah,
wonderful things you're doing.
it's our bat, let's say. It's our big
Yeah,
bat
yeah.
for this July 2022. It's first, second, and 3rd of July.
No, I think that's
And
wonderful.
we are live also in air, let's say, our new website for the festival. It's called inahosfestival.gr for people that they want to find in English as well what we're gonna offer. So you can
Yeah,
write it down in the comments so people they can also look more for more details over there.
yeah, keep it active in the comments. I did post it.
Mhm.
I did put it in a couple of posts.
Okay.
So we keep it active in the comments, and especially if you want to help and contribute, the PayPal link is over there as well. You know, when you go to the Facebook page and the website and all of that.
Thank you.
You know, Panos, I wanted to continue on with the next step of your
Yes.
creations, but I'm having a problem here with sharing the video through this application. So
Oh.
we may have to just hang on a second. I'm going to see what I can do. Um,
We'll keep our appetite alive. Huh?
yeah, yeah. Let's see if I can do this real quickly. If I can, it'll be a piece of cake. If I can't, but we're going to give it another try. Okay. And see if we can. I'm going to remove that from the studio. And then I'm going to share this video file here and see what happens and see if we can get you.
Llamas.
Yama.
Yeah. Me café.
A café. That's right.
It's all about timing in life, eh?
I know, really. It really
Yes.
is.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. We have him
Yay.
back. We're going to skip over to.
Gently.
The next one.
Okay.
No, yeah, a little.
All right. So we're going to continue on.
Yes, my name is Panos
But
Marinos.
I'm going to continue on here, I think.
On the top of that,
So this is
Second
a
our,
thing.
little bit of feta cheese.
this is the feta cheese. So we just
Made
ended
of-
that.
Yeah, a little bit more.
Oh, Yep, a little bit more.
Of the Skordalia. There you go.
Saroneffi is the pork tenderloin. What I did, I cut
That's
it
a half a
into
minute,
silver sheen
few
out
seconds back,
and
but it's okay.
slice it into
Yeah.
thin slices. Then with a mallet, I pound it very gently. And then, I repeat the process to all of them. And meanwhile, I have my grill heating up. So what I do, I season with salt and pepper. Very little bit, it depends what you like. And you put any spices you want for pork. So next, what I do, I put a little olive oil in my hand and just gently, not a lot of olive oil. We're not frying it, we're grilling it. So then we put it on the grill, very nice, and wash my hands, and we wait till this cooks about a minute on each side. Meanwhile, I'm making a Bulgur Pilaf. A Bulgur Pilaf is simple bulgur that we toasted in olive oil on a fry pan with a little bit of onion and green peppers. Then, as I have it here, it's been cooking for a while. Then what I do gently, like we do a risotto, very much like a risotto. We add a little chicken broth and some wine, and on top of that we add some garbanzo beans, pre-cooked garbanzo beans. If you cannot soak them overnight, you can use a can. Rinse them out, and it's very simple. This is already smells really good here. So we're almost done here. On the other hand, because we have to have, the starch and the vegetable. A vegetable for our dish here is spinach. It's a spinach that I blanched with some parsley and I made it into a puree like this. I use the exact herbs and spices that we use for spanakopita. Now, my meat is ready on the one side. There you go. That's what I want to see. I want to see the marks on the meat. So, I'm almost ready here. I'm almost ready there. So, what I do, I take a plate, and when it's done, I'll let it rest for a couple of minutes. Because it's very thin, you cannot overcook it. If you overcook it, it will be dry and stringy. Tenderloin is very elegant, very gently. Cook it gently. So don't rush it, but also don't overcook it. You see, when you touch it and you feel it like here, medium rare, that's the best way, because when you pull it off the grill, it will still cook. So at this point, this is done. And
That was
we
fast.
turn our heat off.
Yeah,
Let
it is.
it rest until we assemble the plate. Now, our garbanzo and bulgur pilaf is ready. On top of everything else, I poached an egg on the oven. What I did, I took a small ramekin, put some butter in it, and broke in an egg. And I poached it on a hot oven for about 15 minutes. So we have, this is the product we have. Poached egg on the oven. Now, we're ready to assemble the plate the way we do it on a village. On a village, we use, oops, sorry. I got a big, okay. On a village, we eat this on a bowl, not on a fancy plate. So, what we'll do is this. No fancy fancy. Just put the spinach on the side, the bulgur on the other side. Okay. And then our meat on top of the bulgur.
Oh.
So there you have.
When you see it, it's very
We
easy.
use, oops.
Well, when he does it, it's very
Alright.
easy.
When we try, I don't know.
So
Exactly,
but it's okay.
Everything is on the preparation.
And then we get a little bit of some feta cheese on here. And we have the cheese, that we have kefalotiri cheese.
Oh, I love kefalotiri. Yeah.
Just a
Who
little bit
doesn't?
for sharpness. This is the plate, the way we do it on the village.
Oh, that looks pretty.
But
That looks
And
delicious.
delicious.
Yeah, that looks
I show
great.
you, it's
Wow.
very similar with a fancier way. So let me show you the way we do it in a restaurant. And here is the restaurant way.
Oh.
That's the 5 Michelin
So we
star
don't
way
need
right there.
extra
Not really.
cheese in there.
No, but it's very tasty food.
This is
I'm
very
telling
much
you.
a complete dinner, you know.
I'm gonna
Skordalia
I'm gonna
with
make
meats
that today.
And
Okay.
Nafplio,
Really good.
pork tenderloin,
Send us photo.
Bulgur,
Yeah.
It's very easy,
and
Bob. Very
poached
easy.
eggs on top
I'll,
of it.
I'll send you photos if
And
it turns out
spinach.
good.
Good.
No, I
Okay.
don't think I never
You'll
made
know.
it.
Yeah.
The dessert.
And tag us tonight.
It's blanched almonds, which I had.
Now we go for the
blanched
dessert.
Almonds,
Ooh.
and I peel them. Then I roast them for about 10-15 minutes on the oven, on 350-degree oven. Let them cool, and then I grind them up. I grind them up into almost a meal. And then I use a simple syrup with sugar, water, orange juice, and orange zest, and vanilla. I cook it for about 10 minutes. I add the syrup, and then I add the almond meal. So mixing it up, I end up with this sticky stuff.
Oh,
So, anyways, but what you do here is a tradition of Hydra Island, but they do it several different ways. This is a very simple way. Usually they use egg white or other stuff in it, but we're doing it the old village way, not the tourist way. So anyway, and here we are. We have all these things I'm showing. Let me clean up here. Now, because this is very sticky on your hands, what we have to do is to take a plate. We, of course, have washed our hands, and you make your hands wet. So this thing, it won't be as sticky. And what you do, you make bowls, like a little bowl.
Bob, this is very easy too.
Sit on the plate.
Are you sure? No.
no, that looks
There.
fantastic.
We do 3 or 4, whatever, 5, 6, 10. And you can make it, a little thicker, but me, I prefer the ones that they are kind of soft. It's a very easy dessert and very tasty. Kids will love it. And if you don't have very much time, it takes only a few minutes to make it. Of course, you can play with it and do all kinds of things. So, there you go. So there.
Beautiful.
Washing my hands again. We're done with this. Now, the way we shape this, we can leave it like that, but me, I prefer with my hands to shape it like a little pear. So that's for the looks, We can do any shape you like, but traditionally, that's how they do it. They make it to a little pear. Then we take powdered sugar and we put it on top of it. We cover them like we do the curambiedas, the Christmas cookies. We do exactly the same thing. And
Wow, that looks
there we
delicious.
have it.
Yeah.
So there. Now, usually we put a clove in it, but I don't have cloves, so I will use a substitute of either raisin or a cranberry or whatever. I got some cranberries here, dry, and just for the looks, I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4. And here we have our dessert as well. There you go.
Wow. There you go.
Samara
That's the
with
shot,
Skordalia and
folks.
Bajaria, which means beets and mashed potatoes, garlicky mashed potatoes. Pork tenderloin with a spinach puree, Bulgur Pilaf and poached egg with kefalotiri and feta cheese, and amygdalota of island of Spetze. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. Have a nice night.
Or in Kefalovrisho, in the village.
Yeah, it's true.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful. Good job.
Now we are hungry.
Yeah.
I'm very hungry right now. We may have to cut the show short today. But,
Yeah.
no, that looks delicious. Wow. And so, when you had your restaurant in Seattle, in that area, what was the most popular dish? What did Americans think?
Well, the name of the restaurant was Panos Kleftiko.
So,
So
I like that.
the dish, it was the Kleftiko.
that makes
Oh,
sense.
Okay, and it was very popular. But the Kleftiko that I was doing, Kleftiko, there's many versions of Kleftiko, and a lot of people, they're confusing the Kleftiko with exohiko, which two different things.
okay.
Now,
What's the
Kleftiko, there's many ways. Originally in Crete, they call it ofto,
Oh,
which is they cook it in an open fire. They split the lamb open, and like the Indians do the salmon here.
yes.
Very
Okay,
similar.
I see.
I'm
And that's
sorry
you-
to interrupt, but they have to know why we call it Kleftiko.
Well, there's many, as I said, there's many versions of the Kleftico.
No, they have to learn why we call it.
Okay,
Kleftico
I'll
from
explain
where
to
it
you.
started. Yeah.
Okay, the original way, it was they cook the lamb with the skin. Okay, and during the Turkish or the Ottoman Empire occupation, we had the Kleftes and Armatolus up on the mountains. So, and because they could not put a fire and cook something, they would dig a hole like the Hawaiians do the pig, and they will bury the lamb in that hole, and they put the fire on top of it. And they will have a kid there sitting with a flute playing, you know, supposedly it was herding the goats or whatever. So there was no smell, there was no visible
Yeah.
lamb or anything, you know, that it was cooking. So if the Turks go by, they say, oh, it's a kid, you know, playing the flute and herding the goats, that's all. And so when the Klefts, they return to the mountain, they will dig the hole and eat. Now, there they will have, you know, it was very limited stuff that they had. So what they had, it was onions and cheese. So they stuffed the lamb with onions and cheese.
Oh.
Okay, and then they will have the bread. The women on the village, you know, they would do the bread. And many times, this is in Thessaly, especially, the women, when they were making the big loaves of bread, they would put a chunk of lamb in it, cooked lamb. Okay, from
I see.
and then they will give it to the kids, a big loaf, and the kids will run up the mountain and say, "Here, your bread." So for the fighters.
I see.
So there's a lot of beautiful stories.
That
About
kind
that.
of stories we always share with the dishes or with
Yeah, I mean,
you know, the
look,
local goodies that
in
we
Kefaloviso we do that.
Yeah.
I mean, we will have to explain also, you know, we can attract some young kids to learn how to do some basic cooking, for example.
Yeah.
Like to make cheeses from fresh milk from goat.
Yeah, a cheese or a tiropita, you know, like what kids like. I mean, you know, or even a simple risotto.
Rice with milk. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, there's endless. The Greek cuisine has a lot to offer.
Yes. And
But anyways, going back to the restaurant, you know,
Yeah.
and the restaurant, I offered, you know, over 30 mezedes, 30 different mezedes. It was the biggest menu on meze in the Seattle area, I would say, of the Greek restaurant. And about 22 entries.
Wow.
So, but
so that was like the specialty. That was what was the favorite amongst the patrons in Seattle area. What was it when you had the restaurant in Nafplio?
in Nafplio, it was, believe it or not, I named a dish Juanita. And, you know, to the Greeks. And what it was a version of chili, you know, just a meat chili.
Oh, wow.
And I made it extremely hot. I mean, I used to use habaneros, which in Greece they were not available, but I brought a lot from the States. And everybody, one customer, they sat down, I just give him a little plate of that, you know, in order to, as a starter.
So what
And
did
here
you
they
was
tried-
that? 70s. It was 70s.
Yeah, 1974. 1975. And the minute they taste that chili, they blow their heads off. So they wanted to drink. They order one beer, they end up with 20 beers.
Oh, wow.
Your target was achieved.
Yeah, and the customer, they named it Juanita, not me. So, and that was the main thing. But, you know, there I had, it was the only taverna that offered roasted lamb and kokoretsi in Nafplio, in the city.
And Cocorezzi, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
those years, it was like the Psarotavernas and basic just tavernas there.
Wow.
So, and it was like I mean, people are still talking about it, believe it or not. I mean, I'm surprised that every time I go to Nafplio, say, "Oh, I wish you had your restaurant here." Blah blah. I don't know what I did, but I think I did something right.
Oh man.
So-
Yeah,
You're still doing something right.
his reputation is big here in Nafplio. Even I never went to his restaurant because I wasn't born that time. But
Exactly.
I have heard stories about Panos restaurant.
Yeah, it was like then we had the show every night with a fustanella, and I had like 4 guys that I teach them how to dance, and we will do after 10 o'clock. We will get up on the stage, and do our show. And we had a big parties on the Apocryphs, like during the festivals,
Carnivals.
the carnival.
Mm.
I mean, it was a very popular restaurant, very popular. But unfortunately, I had to come back to the States. So in 1979, I came back to the States and settled in Seattle. And then I opened, I worked for Cairo Television here in Seattle for a couple of years. And then I opened my first restaurant in Seattle and then continue from there, which I end up with the Kleftico, which was the most popular one.
That's fantastic.
So,
That chili.
but I mean, I like our culture.
I think you're holding out on us. You didn't show us your Juanita recipe.
Yes, I will.
I think next time, I think you got to show us your Juanita recipe.
No problem. I got a lot of recipes to show.
You will
Well,
come
yeah, I
and
mean,
cook together. We'll come and cook together in Kefalobriso, the Kleftico, down to the river.
Yeah.
That's a
Boy, that'd be
promise.
beautiful. That would be beautiful.
Why not?
Well,
Why not? Why not?
Bob, I mean, I hope we see you there.
Yeah, I know. We have a wedding to go to at the end of July.
Okay.
I'm not sure I can take that much time off, but we'll see. If I can, I will. But I'm going to do whatever I can on this side to help promote the festival and see what we can do about getting more and more people over there. Well, I want to thank you both for being on the show, but especially this time, since it's your first time on the show, Panos Marinos, Chef Panos.
Thank you very much.
So much. And
It's an honor to be here.
the honor and the pleasure is ours. And we made a new friend. And thank you to Stavroula. You're always so good with the introductions to such wonderful people.
I think
And-
you will.
And thank you both for what you're doing to keep our Greek culture, our Greek way of life available. Because if we don't protect it and encourage it, we're going to lose it.
Όλοι
So-
μαζί μπορούμε. Όλοι
Yeah.
μαζί μπορούμε.
Όλοι μαζί.
All together, we can do it.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Well, I'd like to thank you both so much. We're going
Thank
to
you,
say
Bob.
goodbye, but hang on a second. Don't go anywhere. But we're going to say
Okay.
goodbye to everybody else, and
Okay.
we'll come back to you offline. And here we go. Hey, thank you so much for joining us, everyone, and thank you to Panos and Stavroula. Panos, wow, man, those recipes are fantastic, and I can't wait to do them. And you've shown us a great recipe we can use during Lent too. So that's a good
always
one.
nice, yeah.
That's a nice one too. But we thank you all for joining us. I hope you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow that a little bit. And to all of you who commented, from Charm to Tony to Sophia to Steve to Jolie to Jolie and Amy and Eleni. Wow, thank you guys for chatting with us and being there. And please subscribe to our channel. And that's it for
We'll see you
today. We'll see you next
next
week. Okay, yes.
Yes.